Alrighty, welcome to our podcast, Call Out Podcast. My name is Jessica. This is my best friend Danny. We are two acute care nurses, just trying to make our way through, trying to get through the day every week. This podcast is just a way for us to talk about our struggles. We talk about it pretty much every day, so we were like, might as well put it on the internet. So I work on a med-surg floor. I work on a unit with 47 beds. I'm a traveler there. I do charge nurse now there. Occasionally precept. On a typical day, it's like 5 patients. Lately it's been better, actually. I've gone up to 7 patients there.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, for
horrible.
a few hours. Which is insane and definitely very difficult, and I definitely got a lot of gray hairs on those shifts.
Truly.
Where do you work? What do you do?
So I've been an ED nurse now. Both of us have been nurses for almost 3 years. I've been in the emergency department primarily for that time. I went to GI for about 6 months while also still working in the ED per diem. I'm still in the ED per diem now, but I work full-time hours just so I can get that per diem differential. And then I also have the flexibility and freedom to make my own shifts and pick when I go. So I work in what they call a community hospital. Even though we are a community hospital, we are a level 2 trauma center, and we have 37 beds. Because I'm per diem, we were talking about this in our first podcast on Spotify. I do not get the opportunity to be up in triage or be a charge nurse. They don't allow that for per diems where I work. And another thing we brought up, it's because Jess, again, she's been a traveler at her hospital for about 2 years now, and she's got a private company that she works for. And then I work in a hospital that is union. So they have stricter rules for staff versus per diem and otherwise. So yeah, we've already launched like our first episode on Spotify 2 weeks ago, and I think it did pretty well.
Yeah, so if you're here again, appreciate you for watching it twice, because this is pretty much the same thing.
Yes.
But if you watched or listened to our first episode, also appreciate you. Thank you for all the support.
100%.
Everybody who's been following us, listening to us, commenting, engaging. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really nice, actually. We were talking about that. Like, people will just, like, randomly text us and be like, hey, your first episode was great. So cool that you guys are doing this. One of my best friends was like, oh, people always talk about, like, starting podcasts and YouTube channels, and then they just never actually do it. So it's hard to put yourself out there. But at the same time, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like hearing my own voice. This is a big problem for me.
No. No, it sounds so, like, nasally when I play it. I don't even know nasally. I just sound different.
I can't even like listen back to it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't.
I listened back to our first podcast for the view, if you will. Yeah. For so we would get like another listen on it, but I just had it on low when I was just like making dinner one night because I didn't want to listen to it. I just wanted the play to go through. And then my husband was listening to it, and I was like, I'm gonna go take a shower, have a great time.
I can't.
Yeah.
Don't let me.
Yep.
But anyway, so Danny and I went to school together.
We did. That's
how we officially met. Yep. I knew about her before. We were just like weren't friends, but we met in nursing school.
Yes.
That was back in 2020.
We met January the fall of 2019. Remember when we went for like orientation stuff?
Yeah.
Yep. We went so we're from Connecticut. We're born and raised in Connecticut. We've lived here forever. We both went to UConn for our second degrees, which is nursing. And just to cover anything that Jess and I say, we are not affiliated with, nor do we represent UConn or either of the hospitals that we work for. Our opinions are independent and 100% our own. I read that before on the internet about how we should just like...
We're not affiliated with anything.
No, we're not. We are like independent homies, and again, anything that we say does not reflect our employers or where we went to school at all. It's just coincidentally where we got our education. And where, of course, it's Connecticut, big school, great nursing program. We went to high school together, but we just... And we knew of each other, but she was 2 grades below me. So yeah, we went to a huge high school, so massive high school. So we never really crossed paths until we went to nursing school. And then we were, like, in a class of 36 people for an accelerated program, and then we just, like, came together.
Well, then we started nursing school in January 2020.
And then we started nursing school in January of 2020.
And then, come spring break, it was fucking COVID, and we were all joking, like, okay, maybe see you never, haha. And no, we actually didn't for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think that I saw Jess in person again until it was July.
Yeah.
I think. Did you go to camp with me?
YMCA camp?
Yeah, the one in Meriden.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
right?
Yeah, I think so. For the peds clinical?
Yes, for pediatric clinical at a camp. We just played, like, kickball all day.
Yeah, that was our pediatric clinical.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
No, I think the first time I saw you was when we were shadowing on that step-down unit. Do you remember?
At UConn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were I think that was the first time we, like... It was
months later.
It was July,
later,
I think. And then, we, like, were finally allowed back in a hospital for, like, a couple of labor and delivery days. And then, like, just literally wherever anyone would, like, let us come in.
Yeah.
And we were on a step-down unit, and we were doing that whole, like, N95, like, double surgical mask and face shield thing. And it was, like...
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, you had to really, like, gown the fuck up.
Yeah, you, like,
Lunch
PPE.
separated, let's eat outside.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting next to each other.
No.
That was a fucking weird time.
It was like such a crazy time. I sat in, like, my car after we got out that first day, and I had such a migraine. I was like, I don't know.
I was
how
not
the
having
nurses
a good time.
do it.
Yeah, I was not having a good time.
No.
I hated it. I didn't like any of it.
No,
I did
not
not
at all.
enjoy a minute of it.
No, we were, like, happy to be back. I was happy
to
be
back.
But then it was just, like, again, the first day back, and then
Right.
being on step down, and it was, like, freezing on the unit. We were PPE'd up to our butts.
Yeah.
Like, the nurses were stressed, so they didn't really have any time to, like, instruct or help or educate or teach. And then it was like, man, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
I'll go back to my virtual clinicals.
Yeah, we'll go, right to our, like, sim labs and stuff like that, our online, like,
also
sim
terrible.
labs.
I didn't learn shit.
We didn't learn
I'm not
shit.
gonna lie. The sim labs were probably, like, I don't even know.
Do you remember would you have to, like,
garbage.
go around in, like, a circle on Zoom, and your clinical instructor would be like, so what would you do next? And what would you do next?
Yeah.
And then you all took turns.
took the step-by-step clicking.
It was, yes, and then we all took turns, like, clicking to, like, start an IV and, like, do a skin assessment. It was really outrageous.
It was, yeah.
And they were, like, talking it up, like, how, if the year were normal, how great, like, the entire experience would be, like, how many awesome hands-on experiences that we were going to get, all of the cool, like, meetups, because there were 4 campuses that participated, how we were all going to meet up, get to know our other cohorts, really collaborate on all of our experiences, go to all these different hospitals, have all of these different experiences, and we just, like, limped through the whole year. And that was us educationally, and of course everybody obviously limped through 2020 personally.
Yeah. I mean, to add on top of, like, nursing school being online and being the way that it was with sim lab and clinicals, also, the personal aspect of being locked inside your fucking house for months on end.
Yep.
Not allowed to go to the skate park. Like, I remember my brother, he doesn't live with me, but he lives in a different state, and they filled the skate park with, like, mulch so that nobody would skate. So meanwhile, I'm going crazy because I'm in nursing school, and now I'm stuck inside the fucking house.
And you can't do anything.
You can't do anything. And that's when I got my first kitten.
And then how it
dog.
spiraled.
Spiraled. That's where it started. The addiction started. So we both have COVID fur babies.
We do. That was great. Like, it was... I mean, I really didn't do too much during online nursing school. In terms of nursing school, I spent a lot of time with my dog.
I was out tanning during lecture.
Well, I was out tanning.
Yep.
I would just take my laptop and because all of us were, like, muted and, like, blacked out on our screen, and it was just our professors going on talking. It just, like, on Fridays, we just had like a 10-hour lecture day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. Like, after the first 20 minutes, your attention span is just like, woo.
And it wasn't necessarily the school specifically.
No,
I mean, that was everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't, again, unique to UConn.
Yeah, it wasn't unique to UConn.
It's how everything went, unfortunately, that year. Yeah. I remember, like, a couple of people, they would be like, because you could go on to Zoom on your phone. Like, you could download the Zoom app and log on to lecture on your phone. And people were, like, driving and, like, out in public. And then they would, like, accidentally, like, unmute themselves. Yeah. And then you would hear their car radio. Or, like, them at the grocery store. Or they're, like, in their kitchen cooking dinner and they're talking to their mom. Like, it was so...
Oh, they're in the bathroom.
Or people are in the bathroom. People were in the bathroom.
My husband did that.
Yeah.
Somebody texted him and was like, you gotta mute yourself, dude. I think you're in the bathroom. I can hear you in the bathroom.
It was so, most of the time everybody was doing everything else but paying attention for nursing school.
Over here.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Yep, we passed the NCLEX on the first try.
Yep, there we go.
Like, amazing. I don't know. It was crazy. We, like, took a week off. I mean, I did. After we graduated. Didn't do anything regarding nursing school. And then Jess and I banged out the NCLEX in, like, 16 days and 18 days. Yeah. And that's all we did all day, every day for a little over 2 weeks was study. And then we just, like, pulled trigger. And
that's all you need.
Went and took it.
That's all you really need is just the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't have studied much more than I did.
No, I wouldn't have.
My brain was fried. I did all the questions that I could have.
I couldn't care anymore.
I couldn't. 2 weeks was long enough.
Yeah, 2 weeks was long enough. It was all day, every day, again, like 6, 8, 10 hours a day doing questions and stuff like that. A couple of people took some months to take it after graduation. I could have never have done that. I couldn't have kept up the stamina. No. Until March to study.
Another weird thing about that is, I don't know where you took yours, but I took mine in New Jersey. Yes. They were so booked up that I had to go spend a night in Hoboken.
Yes.
Not terribly far, but still, it was just odd that I had to go all the way to a different state.
Well, because everything was, like, social distance and everything like that, all the testing centers in Connecticut that test you for your NCLEX, they also test for a bunch of other licenses, too. So, they only allow a certain amount of people in the testing center every single day, and... all of our professors were just like, take it where you can, like New York State, Vermont, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Florida, Maryland,
North Dakota, anywhere.
They were like, just take
get it.
Yeah, so she took hers in New Jersey. I took mine in Southern Connecticut, but it was like an hour and 40 minutes from my house.
I had to stay overnight.
Yeah, because hers was like 8 a.m. first thing in the morning. Yeah. So that was it.
That was a terrible experience.
Don't do anything crazy to study for your NCLEX. We just bought UWorld.
Just sleep the night before.
Yeah, sleep, relax.
Sleep.
Yep.
Just relax, just not too much.
Yeah, just obviously take it seriously. You know what, you really only want to do it one time is because it's very expensive to take the test.
It's very nerve-wracking.
That's all. That's really what it's not a failure if you fail it. It's not about that. It's just we were so broke after our program because you can't work for a year.
Yeah. It's expensive. Yeah, you can't work.
You can't work. And you just like don't want to spend another $400 to like extend your UWorld subscription or pay the testing center to do it over.
Or spend another night in New Jersey.
Or spend another night in New Jersey, like literally gas, tolls, hotel stay, food. Insane. Absolutely insane. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to take it so fast, too, is because like we wanted to go to work and make money.
Yeah.
We wanted to make money. We could not wait till like March, April.
And have like an adult job.
And have an adult job.
Adult money.
PTO, retirement.
PTO.
Adult money. Adult money. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Nursing doesn't really pay you all that well, unfortunately, which we very quickly learned.
We will get into that.
But we'll definitely get into that.
But the main reason we started this podcast is for one, because again, we talk about work all the time.
Every day.
About there's always something that happens. Or there's always some shit that goes down. Two, especially for you.
Yeah.
And then two, we called it Call Out Podcast because... just call out. You want to call out and use your... We'll talk about this in the next episode. We'll dive deeper into this, but...
Yes.
We're always telling each other to call out.
Yeah.
Remember that one time I came back from my trip to St. Thomas, with Mike.
Okay.
And we, on our way back...
Oh, yes.
Our plane had a, engine malfunction during takeoff.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. I was bawling my eyes out because, the plane could have exploded in air. Or crashed. And, yeah, so we, we're stranded there along with everybody else on the plane. They had to put us in the hotels, whatever. We stayed another night. We got hammered because I was shaking so bad. I was like, I could have died.
Yeah.
Traumatic. Anyway.
It is traumatic. Well, they had, just gotten engaged, too.
Traumatic
and you're
dramatic.
And then it's just like, oh. We might not even, make it home to, tell everybody.
Oh, my gosh. I was crying in the airport. There was other people crying. There were some people laughing. There were some people, just angry. Put me somewhere tonight, please.
Right. Yeah, just,
whatever.
Again, I need dinner. I need alcohol.
I need something.
I need something, yeah.
So we stayed, and they put us in the Ritz-Carlton.
So nice.
Wasn't bad. Not bad at all.
Not a shitty place.
We took our time with breakfast. We got hammered the night before. We met a really nice guy who bought us drinks, and he's like, "I'm so happy you're alive.
You're here to have these drinks with me."
Me too. Yes. Yeah.
Amazing.
And then so then the next day though, we're on our way back. We take a taxi with a few other people from our flight from the night before. And we're so close. We're 5 minutes from the fucking airport.
Yep.
And we get into a car accident.
Yeah.
Fucking car accident.
St. Thomas is lawless. There's no traffic lights.
Oh my god.
Drive on the opposite side of the road on St. Thomas?
I think they switch sides, yeah.
Yeah, they drive on the opposite side of the road. You're on island time there.
Island time.
It's a little reckless.
Can I just say that I started crying again.
Yeah.
I cried the whole time that we...
In the car.
Once I finally realized what the fuck was actually happening, that I actually got into a car. Not only did my plane almost could have, the engine could have blown up. That's the cat trying to break in the door.
Kitty.
One of the four.
Yeah.
We get into a car accident. Thank goodness it wasn't that bad. Everybody was fine. But I was like, things come in threes, right?
Oh,
I was
you did
things
say
come
that.
In threes.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're back at the airport. I'm trying to talk to the guy, and I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm shaking. I'm like, someone's trying to fucking kill me. Who the fuck is sending somebody to kill me?
It's an omen.
I was like, I'm sorry for whatever I've done. Please let me live. I'll repent. I'm sorry.
I'll repent.
But
second I get back home.
Church. Whatever you want me to do.
Church.
I'll crawl there.
Yeah.
So anyway, backtracking. We finally get home. Safe. And I, what was it, 2 weeks later, I thought about calling out for something. And I was like, Danny, should I call out? And she's like, do you know what the odds are of getting into a car accident? She sends it to me.
Yep.
Do you know what the odds are of getting into a plane crash? She sends it to me.
So rare.
And she's like, call the fuck out because you're alive.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah. And you just gotta, you have the opportunity, you have the PTO.
I screenshotted that conversation.
Life is, literally too short. Again, not that everybody dies on an airplane every single day, but, it takes a 1 in a million, maybe, to be oh, man, maybe I should live my life a little more. Again, we're not trying to be reckless.
No, not reckless.
But you just a little more, lenient about it. You don't have to be so hard about calling out of work.
Yeah, you don't have to make it as dramatic.
No, you can just be like, I'm just not coming tomorrow.
You don't need a almost plane crash and a car crash.
Right, and a car accident to maybe not even make it home to be married. To give you
That's
the
why
opportunity to call.
I in the airport I was like, Mike, should we get married right now? Should we do it?
Right.
He's like,
we're already in paradise.
Stop.
Well,
we'll get back. And I'm like, I'm freaking out! Someone's trying to kill us!
You're like, what about when we get home? It's like, oh my god, we're gonna go to work next. And then it's just gonna be the worst shift ever.
Oh, spirals.
Yeah. So that is our flagship.
Too much thinking.
Because sometimes you just gotta take a minute.
Breathe.
Enjoy your life and just call out.
Just call the fuck out.
Work is only there to pay your bills, you guys. That's it. Well, most of us don't really go to work because we love it with all of our heart and soul. So,
I would love to meet somebody who does.
I would love to meet. Sure. Call
him up. Call me.
Seriously,
call me.
Call in.
And we
DM
can
us.
have
whatever.
Conversation about this.
Yeah, if you love your job and you're a nurse, let me know.
Or start as a nurse and
did something else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whether it's in healthcare or not.
Right.
I would love to know.
Let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah. But anyway, I think this about wraps up the first epi on YouTube.
Yeah.
After the first epi on Spotify.
Yep.
So, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you so much.
For the introduction again.
Add us on Instagram. callout_podcast.
Instagram, TikTok.
It's Instagram, TikTok, and then
Twitter.
our link for we will drop episodes of our podcast on Wednesdays, and I'm sure it will also be paired with our YouTube video on Wednesdays just to keep it nice and cohesive. We decided to drop on Hump Day because sure, why not? Why not?
Because we love Hump Day.
That's right. And something else I don't remember. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. That's mostly it. You can find everything that you need from us on our Instagram, and then it'll just like spider out. It'll have all of our links and stuff like that. I'm making a link tree today. That was also on my to-do list.
I tried to do that once. It's very complicated.
It's very complicated, yeah. It's not the nicest website, but it's nice just to have everything all in one spot. Yeah. So, yeah. Hit us up on Instagram for the latest and greatest. Thank you so much for coming. And this is your sign to call out. Call out.